Whatever its class, the trainer plans a program of racing that best suits his horse. Usually he sets the horse for a particular race. He then plans the horse's runs to be at peak condition for that race. Bart Cummings has an outstanding record for setting horses for Australia's greatest race, the Melbourne Cup.
Kingston Rule in front from the Phantom, diving up on the inside. Kingston Rule and the Phantom from Narbotto. It's Kingston Rule to give Bart his 8. Kingston Rule from the Phantom. Third is Mr. Brooker.
What can you say about the man? He has just got that superb ability to train a horse to be peaking at 2:40 on a Tuesday afternoon in November. And for David Haynes...
Like all Bart Cummings' other Cup winners, Kingston Rule was at his peak on Cup Day itself. Kingston Rule's first 4 runs in August and September were very ordinary. His first real show of form wasn't until mid-October in the Coonji Handicap over 2,000 at Caulfield. That's him finishing second in the yellow and red colours made famous by Kingston Town.
And Kessem will win it. Kessem wins it by a length and a quarter, Kingston Rule.
His first win didn't come until the last Saturday in October in the Moonee Valley Cup over 2,600. Let's listen to the description of the final stages.
They're homeward bound, and Flying Luskin is the leader, challenged by Kingston Rule, who's travelling well, and Cassidy stuck a look back, followed by Mount Olympus and then Double Gin Chalea. Halfway down the straight, Kingston Rule applies the pressure, hits the front from Flying Luskin and then Chalea, and Kingston Rule goes on to win. Second placing Flying Luskin, third Chalea.
Even though he won the Moonee Valley Cup, many keen observers thought Kingston Rule was probably still short of his peak. It was his run in the Dalgety, over 2,500 metres just 3 days before the Melbourne Cup, that brought him to peak fitness.
Mount Olympus still in front end. Mount Olympus will win it. Mount Olympus from Kingston Rule by half a length.
On Cup Day, he tightened right up in condition, looked magnificent and ready to run the race of his life. And so it proved.
Kingston Rule has hit the front. Here's Narbotto and Mr. Brooker. Kingston Rule in front from the Phantom, diving up on the inside. Kingston Rule and the Phantom from Narbotto. It's Kingston Rule to give Bart his 8. Kingston Rule from the Phantom. Third is Mr. Brooker. Then Narbotto.
One of the early favourites for the Melbourne Cup was Siddiston, who finished in the middle of the field, a long way from Kingston Rule. Like Kingston Rule, he started his preparation in August, but he was much more forward in condition because he won first up. Second up, he ran third, followed by a fourth at Caulfield, and then a win in the Caulfield Stakes. He was at the peak of form and fitness for the Caulfield Cup 1 week later. Let's pick up the description of that race from the home turn.
Run on the turn, and Donegal missed, and Mickey's Town come round the bend and turn together in front of Chevelle Cavalier. Siddiston getting up on the inside, about to come out after them now. It's Mickey's Town and Donegal missed, grabbed by Siddiston. Dittman wields the whip and Siddiston answers brilliantly. He sprints and gets away. Siddiston by 2, Donegal missed. Waterboatman finishing well, but it's Siddiston's Caulfield Cup. 2 lengths in front and Siddiston wins it. Siddiston by 2 lengths, Waterboatman second. Photo third, Chazora the outside, and Donegal missed.
Siddiston remained at his peak to run a gallant second to better loosen up in the Cox Plate. Then he failed badly in the McKinnon, a sign that he was past his peak. In the Melbourne Cup, he was never a danger. At some stage of its preparation, a horse begins to feel stress. Its fitness and zest for racing decline. The horse needs a spell. It's most important for you as a punter to know when a horse is at its peak and when it's past that peak. Most horses take 2 or 3 runs to get fit after a spell. At their 4th or 5th run, they reach their peak. They then maintain that peak over the next 3 or 4 runs. Soon afterwards, their form begins to decline. Horses are brought to peak condition by track gallops as well as racing. To learn about a horse's progress, you should study the track reports in most daily newspapers and form guides. You'll always find a study of track work and barrier trials helpful in your assessment of a horse's fitness. At the same time, treat glowing track reports with caution. There's no substitute for proven race form.